So what's your names, first of all?
I'm Sienna.
Sienna
I'm Justin.
and Justin. Okay. And I'm Jeff.
Nice to meet you.
And so here's my question. What do you think happens after we die?
We
just
just
talking
had
about
this
this.
conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
And wherever you're at with that, how did you get there? You know, like, and you may be in process, so, you know, but at this point in your life, yeah. So you're just talking about that.
Yeah.
What brought it up?
Just in the car.
Drinking.
Interesting.
I mean, for me, I always think the most plausible thing would be reincarnation. I mean, like, I really don't believe in, like, any religion particularly, but, like, parts of maybe, like, certain things. But I've just always thought, like, reincarnation was, like, the most, like, reasonable thing that would happen, because there's so many things, like...
So many possibilities?
Yeah, so many possibilities and so many, like creatures and beings on this earth that, like, it just seems like all these life forms, like, come together and, like, we would relive, like, in these other, like, cells. I don't know.
And so it sounds like you don't necessarily believe that you would be reincarnated as a person.
Well, I think...
Maybe a living being of some sort.
Right, I mean, it could be, and I don't know if it's, like, really based on, like, ranking, but it's more just, like, whatever happens, yeah. And he was saying, like, well, if that were to be possible, wouldn't I know before? Like, wouldn't I know if I was? And I was like, no, like, you could have been, like, whatever before. You could have been, like, an armadillo. You wouldn't know. Like,
It looks like an armadillo.
Maybe.
And what do you think about that?
I guess my thought is kind of based in hope, and I can't tell you exactly how I got there, but I hope that there's nothing, you know. I hope when you die, that's it. I think life is an experience that is
A one-time, shot?
I would hope so. Like, I'm cool with it being a one-time shot and, like, not having to exist. I mean, it's kind of depressing, but, like, I think existence is kind of painful in a way, but it's beautiful in a way. But I think it's a thing that just needs to happen once,
Yeah.
and then you're good. And I hope nothing else happens after that, because I'm going to be like, fuck, I got to do something else, you know? That's where I'm at with it. But then it comes to the question of, like, supernatural things, like ghosts and stuff. Like, I believe in ghosts, so, like, maybe something out there.
Why do you believe in ghosts?
I don't know. I guess our spirits kind of still, when you die, kind of inhabit this realm. But I don't think they go to a different realm. I think they kind of just stay in this realm, but you still don't have to, like, experience anything.
Yeah.
They just kind of sit with you. And even in memories, like, when people just remember someone, like, that's keeping their spirit out there when they talk of them.
Yeah. Like their legend?
Kind of.
Or their legacy, I guess the word I put.
Yeah. Or just like their presence. Like, they didn't have to do anything major. Just like if you speak of someone who passed on, like, their spirit still kind of lives on.
Okay.
In the remembrance.
Yeah. And so it sounds like both of you have a belief that we have a spirit of some sort.
Some way, yeah.
Like on a spiritual level, like something different from our body. Like our body dies,
Right.
but there's a part of us that
Still kind of lives on, yeah.
would you, like, say that you've experienced anything supernatural in your life, or what brings you to believe in a supernatural level of existence?
I don't know.
I think we both kind of agree that we kind of have, like, a heightened sense of, like, auras.
Do this?
Like,
Auras?
yeah, I think we can kind of read people, like, well. I think we share that, and that's why we like each other. But, like, we're very, like, hyper aware of perception and, like, outward perception of us. So I think that's kind of a different way of thinking, almost like I feel like people are, like, intelligent in that way, you know? Like, you can be book smart, but you can also be people smart and kind of pick up on energies.
So not not necessarily like an actual experience with a ghost,
Right.
like you were saying you believe in ghosts, but maybe have you talked with people that,
Yeah, I have.
yeah,
People I've talked to have told me that
yeah.
ghosts exist. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
I've
maybe.
talked with enough people. I haven't experienced a ghost,
Right.
but enough people that really have a sincere belief in it.
Right.
That it's like I don't think they're not lying. They're
Right.
not. They really
Yeah. But people
have
believe
experienced this.
in like anything, like even with religion, like people are so sincere and so committed to this thing, like, you know.
Yeah.
why not? It's kind of walking a tightrope. Like, you
How
believe
do
this,
you?
but-
So would you say you're on a spiritual journey or seeking spiritually or?
No, maybe in like my inner self, just like trying to find, like discovering who I am or like what I feel like. That's to me like maybe not spiritual, but just like this ultimate like goal of like what I am and like of like what the world is and how like everything comes together and
Like a search for meaning kind of thing?
yeah, I guess. And like meaning in myself, meaning in the world, meaning in just like everybody's coming together. And I guess that in a sense is just like spiritual. You know?
Yeah.
It's like mind, body, and soul. I don't know. Nothing like super hippie or like
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't know, but
I don't want to sound too much like this. But like, I feel like love is a very strong energy.
Yeah.
One of the strongest.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a supernatural energy in itself.
Yeah. Do you feel like whatever it is that happens to our spirits or to people after we die, do you think there's an absolute truth? Like, do you think there is a truth out there that, like, obviously I think when we look at the different world religions and different beliefs, you know, people disagree.
Yeah.
You know, so do you think some people are wrong and some people are right, or do you think it's different for everybody? See what I'm saying?
yeah, that's a good question.
I think everyone wants to believe in something.
Yeah.
So I would listen to anyone who has a belief.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't like refute it because like I don't know. And
Right.
They don't know either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's the way I try to come across as a Christian.
Right.
Is, you know, like it's a faith.
Yeah.
So
right.
I think it's a very reasonable faith because I do have a lot of reasons for it.
Yeah.
But people confuse reasons or evidence with proof. And
Right.
do I have proof? No. You know?
Yeah.
I actually don't think we can prove a whole lot of things, you know? Like,
Right.
now we're finding out gravity even isn't, you know, consistent everywhere. And
Oh, wow.
That's
so, yeah, like, from what I understand. you
Right,
know,
right.
So they're finding that, you know, even physical laws of nature are not necessarily the laws that we think they are, you know?
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, just if you get in like the physical or physics, you know,
Yeah.
metaphysics or whatever. I don't even know, but
Yeah.
that's what, you know, like it's proof to me is a really high, like, man.
Right.
So when I say I can't prove Christianity, I'm not worried about that because there's not much we can prove.
Right. Some
you know?
people are just intent on
Yeah.
proving it.
Yeah, yeah. I guess what my concern is a lot of people don't understand it. I'm wondering, do you guys come from a church background or any kind of a religious background?
I grew up like going to like a Lutheran church with my family, and like they had me go through like youth group and stuff like that. But they never like pushed it upon me really. Like it was kind of like we go to church maybe once or twice a month, and like I went to youth group in like my middle school years. But besides that, they don't really go anymore.
And you probably went to become confirmed.
Yeah.
I grew up Lutheran myself.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So that's about it. And
Yeah.
I think after that, like when I went to college, I did some reading about like Buddhism and whatnot, but it was, you know, nothing ever like I got into completely, but it's still like a mind thing that I was like, this is a beautiful religion, but like I never like committed to anything else.
I guess my extended family is I don't know what the sector is, but I think Baptist. maybe. Like they go to the Apostolic down the street that we just passed, and had some members. Like they brought me to church every now and then, but
Yeah.
my immediate family didn't really go. We had this brief stint when I was like 12,
Yeah.
but they didn't really put it on me. And it puts me in a weird position when like my extended family is telling me like to pray or just God.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Like I personally don't believe in that, so it kind of puts me in a weird position. They're still
Yeah.
very serious, but I respect that, and that's what they want. So
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that most likely they want the best for you
exactly.
in their minds, you
Right,
know,
right.
and I do
understand.
too as a Christian, you
Yeah.
know. Would you say you don't believe in God at all, or like a creator? I'm not saying like the Christian God, but I'm just saying, do you think there is a creator, a higher power that made everything? That's kind of the basic view of God, I guess.
I guess I grew up thinking that, but I think now probably not. No, I don't know. I think more just kind of everything happened more naturally and
Yeah.
more environmental, the way everything kind of came together. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
I mean, I think there's like some kind of, I think there's energy as humans that people kind of chalk up to a God or something. I think people just have to have something to believe in no matter what.
Yeah.
And I personally don't believe, like I don't believe in like a higher power or anything, but I believe in a like higher energy. Things are weird, like things happen.
Kind of like the Force on Star Wars, or impersonal, or
Yeah, kind of like that. Just, without the lightning.
no, you don't have a lifesaver at home.
Right. But like, just like, weird, it's a weird world.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that in
it's
a
like,
way.
it's so weird. People are trying to like
Make
figure it out
reason.
so hard
Yeah.
and like wanting in order to like understand it and be like, this is how this happened. But like,
Yeah.
maybe there's some proof of certain things, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like enough in order to have like this solid. I don't know. At least for me. But I mean, I don't.
So yeah, and that's kind of getting back to like, does a person need to have proof? Like a
Right.
scientist,
Right.
and or is it possible to believe without proof? And for me, it's like, as a Christian, it's like, man, I didn't make this stuff up.
Right, yeah.
I do have like it's not like, so the view is, and this is the general view of the Bible, is that it's God's revelation of Himself, revealing Himself, not everything of Himself,
Yeah.
but enough that we can take in with our little minds, and enough that we need to know. So it's like God entering in, basically beginning history, and then entering into human history and working, like through a certain group of people,
Right.
the Jewish people.
Yeah.
And then so you've got this whole history of man falling out of a relationship with God, because we go our own way and do our own thing, beginning with this forbidden fruit, and one rule, don't eat from that tree, and it's like, we got all these other trees, but we have to go for that one, and then we don't treat God like He's in charge. We want to be in charge, and we go our own way. And so it's this whole story of redemption in the Bible. And so it's God revealing Himself to us. And if I was to invent the story, it would come out a whole lot different than it does. And there's things in the Bible that I would say like, wow, that really happened? That's hard to believe. And then at first I question them, and then I start to think, oh, there's a reason for that, and it starts to make sense once I But I guess the whole point I'm trying to make is it wasn't for Christians, and I would say people of most world religions, they would say, well, this theology or this set of beliefs existed long before I came around, and it's going to exist long after I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't invent it, I didn't create it,
Right.
I'm just a part of it. You
Yeah.
know, and so if it was up to us to figure God out, then yeah, everyone's going to come up with a different version. You know,
Right.
which we all do, or you know,
Yeah.
and so I try to encourage people to maybe recheck the Bible out. Have you ever read much of it?
I guess the little like confirmation classes that I had, but not really. But I've like heard people saying like I'm rereading it now, like just in order to
Yeah,
have-
because you know, like even if you were exposed to just small sections of it, like most people's of what I'm discovering in these conversations is most people's opinion of the Bible is based on other people's opinions, and it's something that's meant to be read for ourselves. And then the other part of it is most people view the Bible as one book, where really it's a whole collection of books, like a library, and some of them. Yeah, so like if you walk into a library, you're not expected to go like A to Z in order. You pick up the books you can relate to the most, and then some are harder, some are easier. You start with the ones you can understand, and then the harder ones start to get easier to understand as you begin reading. You know, it's a library, but when you put them all together, the more I read the Bible, the more I find that it all works together to tell us this story of coming, how we can have a right relationship with our Creator, you know. So I would love to just encourage you guys to revisit the Bible, you know, or maybe visit the Bible if you haven't really read it much in the past. So
Thanks for the recommendation.
yeah, you're welcome. So
I have a Quran at home for a little bit. It's good to read.
the Quran?
Yeah.
In English?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you have a Bible?
At my old house, I do, for my family's
I can give you
house.
one. I have books here. Yeah, I'll give you one. This is, you know, the Bible is, like I say, it's a library, and so this is the New Testament. So it's all the books that were written. It's about Jesus' life, you know, and then so it's not all the history of Israel. That's the Old Testament, and that's you know.
Yeah.
But
I had to write a paper about, I don't know what book it is, but it's the story of Abraham.
yeah, that would be in Genesis,
Genesis.
first book of the Bible.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that one was weird. Like, I did an essay on it, and I studied the story. And the professor really liked my essay about it.
Yeah.
It was a philosophy class. But it's weird because that's the one where God tells Abraham that he has to sacrifice his son
Yeah.
out of faith.
There's one of those stories where it's like, would I have put that in a Bible or in a religious book if I was making up my own religion? Man, I would not come up with that story. But that's a
So it's kind of like
it's a challenging, confusing story.
And then, like, when it's happening, he's like, wait, that was a test.
There was a test and you passed with
Right.
flying colors.
Yeah, but like,
But he's willing to put God first, and yeah,
over his son?
yeah.
I don't know. It kind of,
And it turned out as a prefiguring of Christ. How so God provided this sacrifice in place of Abraham's son, because there was a ram that was sacrificed.
Yep.
And then Christ becomes the sacrifice in place of us taking the punishment we deserve for our sins. Jesus, God takes and provides the sacrifice instead of ourselves, So there's a lot, that's where I'm saying, all the different books of the Bible kind of fit together.
Right.
It's like things that happen in different books.
Right.
And then there's predictions of this coming Messiah, and the predictions come true, and there's some prefiguring, and so like it's pretty interesting when
digest,
yeah.
I will say. But
I want to give you another little book. This is Comparing Christianity to Other Religions.
that's pretty sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
And then this is my card where like I take the video, and I don't write about everything we talked about, but I try to be inspired by something and write something and relate it to the Bible.
Yeah.
And so you can check it out. That's my blog site.
Cool.
And then there'll be a link to the video there, and it'll take several days for me to process it. But
video editor.
no,
That's my
I don't do anything with editing.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
like show the whole video and just put it there. And yeah, but yeah.
Thank you.
So Sienna and Justin, very good to meet you.
Sorry.
Jeff.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Very good to meet you.
Great talking with you. And that was a civil conversation, right?
Right. And I hope.
And I would love to talk more, but I don't want to wear out my welcome. So.
We got lives. We
Yeah.
got a live.
All right.
Yeah, pleasure. Good
All
to
right.
talk with you.
Very
You
good.
Have a good one.
All right. Take care.